Hi, Liberty Lion families. My name is Jennifer Ireland, and I'm one of your students' language arts social studies teachers. I have been teaching for this is my 25th year. I have my bachelor's degree in education and my master's degree in special education and my national board certification in exceptional needs K through 12. I love co teaching with Tricola. We work together really well, and it creates a great atmosphere for our students to learn from more than one adult. And so co teaching is exactly that, that more than one educator is responsible for the class. It's a great way to connect and support all students on their learning journey. We share and distribute the responsibilities for planning and teaching and evaluation. Some of the benefits are that students are more engaged. It creates a really strong community. It gives students more individual attention. It's great for educators because we're able to learn from each other and grow off of our work together. I think the best part is it allows each of us to challenge each student where they're at, meet their individual needs, and support their learning journey.
Hello, my name is Heather Tricola, and I am excited to be teaching your students this year. I've already really come to know a lot of the students and enjoyed their ideas and their thinking, and they've been really creative and had some complex questions, and they've been really fun. So I look forward to continuing this journey. And our focus this year is U.S. history. So we get to learn about all sorts of cool things like how the Declaration of Independence came to be and what our democratic ideals are. We're going to continue with those throughout the year. And we'll talk about the Civil War and causes and effects and industrialism. So lots of cool things coming.
Parent information, how you can help your student be successful in middle school. This is kind of the age where they're really trying to push you away. That's a normal part of their development. They still need you though. So a great way to still connect with them is to have them open up their Google Classroom and share it with you. Ask questions about the slides from our class and what they learned that day. If your student's absent, it's a great way to jump in and still complete some of the activities and the work that they're missing. They'll miss out on that rich discussion between all the people in the room, but they still can engage in the curriculum and go through the slides and the activities. The best way to connect with us is Parent Square, so you can connect and email Tricola and I through that. If you don't have email, please feel free to call us. Standards-based grading. The best part that I really connect with for standards-based learning is that it's really about the learning. It's not about earning a score or a grade. So all year, the students can continue to circle back on learning and relearn, repractice, reassess, and it's about meeting all of those standards by the end of the year and improving from, if you were at a 1, improving to that 3. If you were already at a 3, improving to that 4. It's a great way to make the learning about each individual and their learning progress. It's really about focusing on the learning and not earning a score. There are the labels for those scores. If your student's earning zeros and ones, that's concerning. But twos are a good place to be, especially at the beginning of the year and the beginning of the learning. Threes are meaning that you're really meeting the expectations, you're meeting that standard. That 4 is that above and beyond, that you're able to apply it in a whole new way. So when you're talking to your students about their scores, it's really great to keep that focus on learning. What did you learn today? What did you learn from this activity? What did you learn from this project? What was the standard that you were working on? Use that type of questioning, and then we can really be a team to help the students keep moving forward and keep understanding that school is about learning and always improving, just like in life.
And how do students keep track of their standards? So the best place to see how a student is doing is to go to Google Classroom. There's also a student tracker we use in class, and then Skyward will be for the final kind of assessment scores, but none of them are final. Students can retake assessments multiple times. The student tracker is available on Google Classroom, and it looks like this. It has multiple standards there. You can see this is for the social studies side because we are two classes connected into one. And there's multiple events, assessed events, 1, 2, and 3, and then a space for an alternate. So students can come and assess something in a different way if they weren't happy with their original score, or retake the original assessment, depending on what it is. So the hope is to progress throughout the year in our learning. These are our language arts standards. I'll go over those in a minute. This is how it is the best way to check on Google Classroom. Log in with a student ID. Then you can go to the stuff that they have and click on their classwork tab in my class, and then click on this clipboard dude, view your work. There's also a shortcut on the homepage for just this clipboard dude, view your work. And then when you click on view your work, it takes you to this. So what you're looking at here is assignment numbers and when they were due. Don't worry about whether it says if it's done late or not, because sometimes kids redo something and that's fine. But if it's assigned, that means I've assigned it, but they haven't done it yet. If it says turned in, that means they submitted it, but I haven't graded it yet. And then if it says missing, that's something they need to do still. If it's graded, then awesome if it's above a 30. And if it says 0 out of 40, that means they didn't do it at all. So they should still go back and do it. A weekly pride score, this is all over the school, so we do the same thing in our class. Here are English language standards. We're focusing on inferences and themes and just reading comprehension of all sorts of texts. There's also persuasive writing. That's our big push this year. There will also be collaborative discussions all the time. We're doing that in our class, and some presentations. So some students aren't quite there yet with presenting in front of the class. The hope is they get more and more comfortable, but if they end up with a 2 in presentation by the end of the year, that's just where we're at. And of course, we'll work on grammar as well as our last standard. So social studies, we're focused on civics, like citizenship and government, economics, geography, history with United States history as our focus, and then just social study skills, trying to understand what's accurate and reliable information, and research skills. So one thing that's nice for parents to know is that we are hoping that students will read on a regular basis just on their own. And it's good to read higher level books, but any kind of reading is great at home. I recommend at least 20 minutes most days. And so we go to the library regularly where they can check out books. Please let us know if you have any questions. We're here to support your students' learning and your students' growth.